the nice thing about the acid test was that we could play or not in the acid test, and a lot of times we would get we would be too high really to play, and we'd play for maybe a minute. That's what we and then we'd lose it, you know, and we'd have to leave.
But it felt like hours.
It's weird for me.
Would you like to hear a Mexico story? Yes. It was a clean story. In fact, there's a bath involved in it. The Mexico story goes like this. You see, you're up in a lava shack. And a telegram comes and says, the jig is up. Come back. They're on to you. And so you go out the edge of the lava shack because the jungle's right there. And you move off into the jungle, and you decide it's going to be paranoid anyway, folks. So you might as well take 25 bennies and really get out there and do it all, because you know how it is when you're coming down off bennies and you're out there in the woods, and they've already put federales in the streets, and they've arrested 2 heads who they thought was you. And you're out in the jungle alone, trying to duck the chinches, taking 25 bennies, and all of a sudden, way up in the highway hills, you run into a little woodcutter about 4 feet tall and brown. And he's coming from the mountain down. And you want to sit for a minute and sing to him with a guitar because you've come a long way and carried it along far, and it'd be nice. But there's this human ice that's grown in between, and you can't do it, at least as clean as you'd like to, so he goes on by. And you're running through the jungle, 25 bennies, scared and high, and you begin to fall off a cliff and realize you can't exactly do that. You can only fall down, and if you grab a hold, you can keep from hitting hard enough at the bottom. And finally, when you get down at the bottom of the dip, you find there's exactly what you were looking for, a little pool where you could take a bath. And there's this same little Mexican woodcutter right down there at the bottom, and he's shy. And when he gets up out of the water, he holds his hands over his crotch and walks. And you still kind of want to play the guitar with him, but you don't. You just sit there and you stare into the water and find the little Mexican. He goes on and you go on, and a little ways down further, you see him again, and he's sitting on a rock. And he's just looking in the water, and he's fishing, and you still want to play the guitar with him, but you can't make it. And you go on, and you realize that you're given 3 chances to have your wishes come true, but you got to take them. That gives you some idea of what was going on this summer. Tell me what's been happening with you? The Jungle Bennies. Listen, the Jungle Bennies is wild. 25 of them running through there without a smile. Well, you can keep it up for some time, but not all the time. Hey, you, I keep running into the chinches on my arms, and the palm trees up there are trying to make some kind of sense to me, saying, keep going, because they're back there in the town, they're waiting for you, looking for you, after you all the time. There's a cop on every corner, there's a cop in every street. Oh, they cornered us. In a place full of bats. The Catskills have just sighted. Did you know that Mexico is planning to invade Louisiana? So why don't you sit down? Hold the microphone carefully against your nose. No, you can lay down, probably even completely lay down on flat. Yes, that's the better idea. Not on the ground. Lay down on something soft, like a woman. A large, soft woman would be in order now. Or two small, soft ones. In fact, it'd be nice if you could get about a half a dozen small and very soft ones. In a row. Probably alternating. No, in a row. Keep away from his ankle, though. Lay down in a row, one with her head to the north and one with her head to the south, and next with her head, don't you think? That's right. Otherwise it polarizes. There certainly should be 4 girls who, 4 girls, please. Four soft females. 3 soft females and a long-haired boy. How's that? All we need is a little bitty help. Something to put the basis underneath us. We need something underneath us. A little bit of something underneath us. We'll pioneer our ass off for you. Just give us something soft to land on, to lay on, till we can just rest on. Years and years and years we've been fucking up our minds. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. With our these chemicals, and we can't even just get a few people. A basis. An interlaced groundwork. That's right, and they can understand what's happened. They can at least see the bones there. Feet to the south, feet to the north, feet to the south, feet to the north. Get it off the ground. We haven't been able to do so well so far. It's like an enormous industrial display of all the chemicals and materials that we could possibly array. And we can't, even with all this stuff, get away. We've got to get off. We need some kind of launching pad. We've got to get off. We need some kind of get around the soft. We've got to get off. A launching pad, a softness. We've got to get off. A launching pad, a softness. Touch something, anything. Touch something, anything. Touch yourself. That would be wild. Please a person. Come on. Let's work at it. Let's get it. It's been 50,000 years sitting here, eating meat, sucking on its thumb. We can get it up. We can do it. We won't do it now, but we can at least threaten to do it. If we don't do it, the spades are going to show up in the Fillmore district and eat us all. We've got to move. The whole Goldwater and the situation scene is getting fiercer continually all the time. We've got to get it up off the ground. It's such a cup to drink of. We finally found the cup, but we won't throw it down. Go ahead up. On, please. Come on. Move. Do it. Just a little bit. Lift it. You don't believe it. You people are sitting there listening to this shit. You paid your $1 for Christ's sakes. You got your ticket. You might as well believe it. You can lift it. You've had it long enough, and you can lift it. You can lift it. You can get it off the ground. You can get it off this. That's not bad. That's a first little wave here. We can, I could feel them working. I could feel about half a dozen people working. We might just hum a little. Come on. It can't be done alone. We can't make it by ourselves. As soon as you do it alone, you get like Nijinsky and you sit for 35 years on the shelves of insanity saying, I'm God, if I'm by myself, we've got to do it together. I think we've got Jerry Garcia coming that way. He'll try to move it up. up, move it up. We've been sitting here too long. Get it off the ground. Sing a new song. It's all here. The signals for flight are wrapped around us every night like a quilt. But we won't put it on. And we'll lay here until we're killed, until we're spilled out on the ground. Get it off the ground, 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 get it off the ground. Lift it. There, that's the way. There's a figure eight of eternity, and we can plug it into something. There's a last chance, and we can put it in. You can let the kids can do it. You're doing what your kids, you know the kids can do it. It's going to have to be in here with us. One last time. We made it one time. A little jump off the ground. The first time. Lift, 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 lift. Let's hear those cells bump together. Let's hear the marmalade of us going down in here with it. Of push, of rush, of get up off our tails and go again. Go ahead on up. Go ahead on up. Go ahead on up. We still here long enough. Go ahead. And they can't find it. They never will find it. We all know damn well they won't. They haven't been able to for 50,000 years looking at it that way. It requires an alteration, a change. Come on out here on the range, Sidewinder, and we'll fight it out. Objects? Makes a toll of movie people. Oh, you mean the movie people are going under? The real objects are beginning to move around? That's an enormous concept. You mean cells and liver and stomachs, the whole thing? Bones? Clap, 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 clap. Clap, 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 clap. Objects. All around there's objects. All around there's objects. All around you. Feel them. Let them turn loose, let them go. Butterscotch? Well, that's pretty good butterscotch. Where did you get it? It tastes to me like Dutch butterscotch. Do you know that the railroad track that we've been riding on is owned completely owned, absolutely bought and paid for by the devil? Do you know that the sky we've been breathing, do you know that the sun that we've been underneath and the shadow that we've been trying hard for so long underneath this leaving belongs to the devil? Do you know that these books that we've been reading and these looks that we've been giving each other belongs to the horned brother under the ground? Do you know that we've only one chance to reach out and touch that last living rod? Is to turn. It's good to be God, it's good to be God, God, God. Get try from here, you try from there. I can't hardly see, but I'll do my damnedest. I got my foot in the stirrups and I got my seat in the saddle. Is that a start? There's just one thing more that I feel that I should mention. That's the only way we're going to get out is by paying some kind of attention. And the only way attention is going to be stimulated is if somebody fires firecracker enough. Go to sky, no! The only way isn't the lonely way. Although it may be lonely finding it sometimes. Hugh, you're bleeding. Forget that. I really do feel that we're faced with a serious problem. How do we... Because do you know what we have here? We have an army, a nirvana army. An army of you all around, but they don't hup to the old new tunes. And they know they're an army, and we know it. But we don't know exactly what direction we're marching. And we can't say because we don't know it all. But some of you out there sit and do. And the ones that do, move. When there are 4 women won't lay down. The management is what? Tricky. The management is there. They want us to stop. I knew it. And they're starving to death next door to each other as you ripen and fall to the floor to each other. You're all... The butcher is back. The butcher is back. The butcher is back. With a cut and a hack, the butcher is back. He's cutting up pieces and feeding them to me and you. The butcher is back. The butcher is back. The butcher is back. It's full of worms and blood. It's meat. And it's all we are going to have to eat until we breathe nothing but nothing. The butcher is back. And now it's cut up nicely and packaged. Let's sell it to each other. Marinate it for about 24 straight hours, and then get it out there on that barbecue pit. That'll make a real social hit. I know some fun people from Atherton. And it's all we are going to have to eat until we breathe nothing but nothing. The butcher is back. And it's all we've got. Machinery marinated for about 24 straight hours and get out there on that barbecue. And if you get what we mean, the only way out of this armor is to love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, the meat of the machine and love it, the meat of you and me. I believe I'll blow up a joint. That's one of the nice things about being exiled. Well, I must first make this announcement that anything that I might do is entirely on my own. It reflects nothing on the school. I have come in here and completely commandeered the one little room with a wireless mic so you can't find me no matter how you'd like to. You dirty cops. So I think I'll just blow up a joint. That's really good. You've got a piece. Would you like to hear? Little hand? Hello? Yes, I did. I got an illumination in my head. Yago, ye guilties, while ye move, there goes the ruling Easter. For at times first bit will drive us mad. Beats for my virgin sister. To anybody who's still listening, anybody who's still around, well, we didn't want very many. We noticed we very artfully waited until they weren't very... I know, it has been getting very arty. The head has not only become fat, but he's trying to paint, do a lot of that kind of shit. We take art courses. But the important announcement is that in about 3 weeks, we're going to be holding the acid test graduation. The graduation ceremonies. It's no longer can you pass the acid test, but did you pass the acid test? And we don't know where we're going to have it yet, but it should be around Halloween. It may be down in Union Square, in your own living room, but just be there. We're going to get some makeup and a lot of costumes, and we're going to, as Stuart Brand says, up-level everything. One last time before we split, because if I'm laid finger on before this happens, you know what it is. They tell me it's 5 years for running. The cops are everywhere. There's no getting around it. There's cops inside and outside. Let's send me to the moon. Me to the moon. We don't do it soon. The moon is gonna start. Me to the moon. Me to the moon. We don't do it soon. The moon's gonna be away before the break in the day. Me to the moon. Me to the moon. Me to the moon. My whistle's just falling completely apart. Hey, I'm ready to rest. My ass hurts. Get somebody else to do something. We're tired.